Make sourdough bread with me. So I'm making a double batch and I like to use my scale because I find it the most accurate. So I start with 600 grams of water, 50 grams of my avocado oil, 300 or so grams of my fed active sourdough starter, and then 1,000 grams of bread flour. To add a little flavor, I add 30 grams of salt. Feel free to adjust based on your taste preferences. I've learned, because I've made a couple loaves, I am nowhere near an expert, that I like to mix it in my KitchenAid. I like to bulk bake it because it takes a while, and so this just makes it so much easier. And then I keep a couple loaves in my freezer. So now this is what we call a stretch and fold. I find this method the easiest. You kind of lift it up, tuck in those sides, turn it, and do that about 4 times. And so here is my second stretch and fold, and you'll see it makes the dough so much smoother. So you're going to do this about 5 to 6 times every 30 or so minutes, and then let your dough rest overnight. So this is the next morning. I kind of let mine overproof because, I like to sleep in on the weekends, but it's fine. It still tasted wonderful. You see there's a little extra bubbles in there than there should be, but that is okay. And so now I just kind of tuck all the sides in, and this is my first time using this scorer, so I learned a lot. This was before St. Patrick's Day, so I wanted to try the viral clover that was going around, and it was pretty fun to do. I learned I do need to make my scores a little deeper because you'll see when I bake it, a lot of it kind of goes away. So just remember that when you're scoring your sourdough bread. And so once you have the shape you like, preheat your oven to 400 to 450 and bake for about 40 to 60 minutes. Some people do a covered method. Feel free to play around and what works for you and enjoy.